Welcome to I Am Our Cosmic Vibe. This is our Walkin The Talk series. My name's Jeff, and I'm your host. This series, Walkin The Talk, is about leveling up. It's about learning how to live our best lives, taking small steps every day to do so. We have covered previously getting our thoughts straight, being mindful of what we think, being mindful of what we say. We've spoken about starting to incorporate exercise into our lives to help getting our bodies healthier. We've spoken a little bit about the food that we put into our body, and I'd like to expand on that a little more today. I worked in the corporate world in the food industry for quite a while and was very, very surprised to realize that there were a huge number of additives that could be put into our food in North America that were outlawed or not allowed to be added to food in many other countries in the world. This could help explain some of the factors of obesity that we see in North America. This whole issue is around profits for large corporations. We have constantly seen them working towards generating more profit, regardless of the impact that it has. It is. I worked corporately, as I said, and was shocked to find out that when I was asking about the company's 5-year or 10-year plan, that the responses that were given were, look, our shareholders are interested in this quarter, so our plans are for this quarter. Don't worry about 5 years from now, worry about the next 2 to 3 months. When you put that into perspective about having to increase profitability, in reality, it means reducing costs and selling more products. So what ends up happening, especially in the food industry, is that in order to reduce costs and make things cheaper, food is processed, like the life is processed out of them. We eat a lot of foods that have very high sugar content, that have very high processed carbohydrate content, none of which are healthy for our body at all. Sugar, in fact, is one of the most addictive substances that we know. I remember when I was doing product development for one of the companies that I worked for, that if you wanted to sell more of something, you added more sugar or more salt or more fat. That's what the human body craves. And sugar is so addictive and so inexpensive that you can generate more sales by getting people more addicted to your food. And that was based solely on more sales and generating more profits for the shareholders who wanted more direct results immediately. So a lot of the authenticity of the food that we use has been removed. There's GMOs, there's seeds that have been altered. There's, to grow faster, to grow bigger, so that they can get more yield. There's pesticide use to reduce the costs of growing healthy plants and less loss. When you start putting all of these things together, we realize that we are eating very unhealthy food if you are eating very processed food. It is not a good thing. If we're looking for ways to help our body work better, we need to provide better nutrition, which in reality, I'm not a nutritionist, although I have spoken to one. In reality, it means that we have to try to eat healthier. We have to try to remove the processed carbohydrates from our diet. We have to try to really reduce the sugars in our diet, or at least the processed sugars. And it's very interesting because this was actually one of the things that I talked to the nutritionist about, which was a lot of fruit has a very natural sugars in it, and many people believe that sugar is sugar. That regardless how you intake your sugar, you're eating sugar. She corrected me and indicated that when you eat a natural fruit that's high in sugar, it's also high in fiber. It's also high in all of the other nutrients and everything that help offset the impact of the sugar on its own. For example, if you sat down and ate a tablespoon of sugar, pure sugar with nothing else around it, because that's the amount of sugar that was in an apple, you get two very different results. The processed sugar that you put into your body is just that, it's just sugar. There's nothing else around it to help reduce the impact or to level it out so that it doesn't have that negative impact on you. And as I said, it's one of the most addictive substances that there is. In fact, when you look at so many of your processed foods, very often you will see sugar listed as one of the top two ingredients, and they list those ingredients based on quantity of content in the food that you're eating. So we have to be very, very aware of what it is we're putting into our bodies so that our bodies can be healthy and so that our bodies can work well. We're trying to level up. We're trying to have our bodies work as best as we can. This is an energetic universe. Our bodies produce vibration and energy, are the same as our thoughts and our words. We have chakras. We have many things that we have to take care of in order for our bodies to work best. And when our bodies work best, we're in best connection with God, with the universe, with everything. So to take small steps is to try to cut more of the processed sugars. Be aware of what it is you're purchasing. I know that purchasing real food, live food, food that has been grown and not processed is becoming more expensive these days. And even that live food that's not processed is being very often grown from seeds that have been genetically modified. Finding heritage seeds, growing your own food may not be available to everyone, but those that can do it, you're going to eat a lot healthier if you grow your own vegetables from a heritage type seed that's not been genetically modified. These are big things that we have to think about, but we have to take little steps. And the little steps are trying to reduce the bad things in our diet, the things that are addictive, like sugars and salts, that have, when eaten in abundance, have very negative effects on us. I went away for a trip down to Ontario, and my partner had never been to Krispy Kreme, and there's a bunch of those outlets in Ontario. And I'd been really trying to reduce the amount of sugar in my diet, to lose a little bit of weight and to feel better and not have the sugar cravings all of the time. And we went and we bought 2 donuts each. I ate my 2 donuts that night in the evening before going to bed. And I had the worst night that I've had in ages. I could not sleep. My body was vibrating. There was so much sugar in these products that it impacted me very, very negatively. But there was like 20 cars in the drive-through lineup. There was at least 20 to 30 people inside of the store, all buying the sugar. And on these donuts, and I think is very reflective of the addictive qualities of sugar, and my response to it when I'd started cutting sugar out of my life uh, was it was incredible how negatively my body reacted to it. This brings to mind another circumstance that happened to me a number of years ago, in that I had chosen to cut fast food out of my diet, and in order to reduce the amount of fat and salt and sugar that was produced. A lot of these buns on burgers are filled with sugar. Sushi rice is filled with sugar. But I had really tried to cut a lot of grease and processed food out of my diet. And I remember going in to one of the fast food restaurants and buying a burger, fries, and a drink. And as I was eating the burger, I could feel the grease in my body. I could feel my body being uncomfortable. I felt lousy for a whole day easily. Um, Now, what happens, I guess, is we become accustomed to this feeling, or we become accustomed to this, and our body stops reacting so negatively towards it when we're constantly feeding it that. So, I mean, I think it's quite telling when your body responds in such a way to let you know that this is not what you should be taking. There's a lot of people that have done keto diets and cut out complex carbohydrates and processed carbohydrates, from their meals. Um, and it's well known that if all of a sudden they turn around and went to a fast food place and ate a hamburger after they'd been on sort of a keto type diet for any length of time, that they could actually become physically ill and have to be rushed to hospital because their body just will not accept the processed foods, sugars, salts, and fats that are unnaturally added, and the body responds negatively. So, when we're taking a look at what it is that we have to do and taking small steps, I guess the first small step is just to be aware of what it is that you're purchasing, to look at the ingredients list, to try to purchase products that are less processed, that are more live, that are more natural. Eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, cut out the highly processed chips and snacks. We look at processed carbohydrates and their calories, but they're empty calories. There's little to no actual nutrition in them. And even if they claim that there is, there's marketing involved around everything, and it's hard to know what the truth is. So be more aware. Take your time in when you're shopping and looking for foods. Make a few small changes. Instead of buying the bag of chips, buy some fruit that you can eat as a snack. Buy some nuts or something that is more healthy for you than it is to buy ice cream or heavily processed foods. So, with that being said, these are just small steps that you can take to try to help improve your diet. The result, if you cut out more carbohydrates, more sugars, more salts and fats, is that you will actually feel better every day. You will actually lose weight. You will feel healthier. You will have more energy. But beware that once you make that change, it's hard to go back. Your body rejects the stuff that we accept normally today, uh, and it can impact you quite negatively. So once you start making the change, it is best for your health if you stick with the change. Now, that's not to say that if you eat a hamburger today after they've been removed from your diet for a while, and you haven't been eating a lot of processed foods, that it will kill you or anything like that. And if you eat a hamburger tomorrow and the following day, by the time your body begins accepting that again, it's normal. But we accept the fact that we feel crappy, that we don't have energy, that we're always tired. We just accept that fact as the way it is, when in reality it's because of what we put into our body. So if we want our body to work better, if we want our energy levels to be up, if we want to be capable of leveling up, living a better life, being healthier, being more in charge of our energy, there are small steps that we have to take. And that's in what we put into our body. So be aware, gain your information, uh, pay attention to what it is that you're purchasing, pay attention to what it is that you're eating, how much of it you're eating, and how often you're eating it. These things will help greatly. So thank you very much for staying until the end. And we shall talk to you again shortly. Love and light. Thank you for watching until the end. In an effort to help those who need it, please like and subscribe to this channel. It'll help to get our message out. Please also turn on your notifications and leave any comments that you'd like to. Everything is much appreciated. Hope you have a wonderful day. Love and light.